addressing, and usually the classless addressing is actually implemented nowadays, right? So now today we are going to see the theory portion, that is the what are the layers, right, in the TCP/IP model and the OSI model, right? So actually there are 7 layers in the OSI model: application, presentation, session layer, then the transport layer, next is the network layer, then data link layer and the physical layer, right? And in the TCP IP model, the application, presentation, and session are combined into the single one and known as the application layer. Then we have the transport layer. Next is the network layer, and last is the data link layer, and the physical layer is combined into the single one, right? And it is known as the physical. So today we are going to see the network layer, one of the layer, that is the network layer. And as we know, every layer takes the service from the layer which is below it and gives the service or provide the service to the upper layer. That means for the network layer, the layer which is below the network layer is the uh, data link layer, right? So it will take the service from the data link layer and it will provide the service to the upper layer, that is the transport layer. So as we know, network layer deals with the routers, right, and the IP addresses. And why? Because it is actually responsible for the host to host delivery, right? Host to host means if there is one source and there is a destination, so the whatever the message is being to pass from the source to destination, it is the responsibility of the network layer. That message has to be delivered to the destination, right? So here the main function of the network layer is to find perform the routing, right? Then path determination, right? As you have already seen in the OSI model, right? So routing means there may be the multiple paths from source to destination. Source means one machine that wants to send the data. Data can be anything, right? It can be the message, audio, video, text, anything, any data that it wants to send to the another device. So that device, destination device, can be into the same network or it can be in the another network. But it is the responsibility of network layer to provide this host to host delivery. Host means source, second host means destination, right? So it is responsible for carrying the packets from the source to source, destination, source to destination, and it has the higher responsibility than the data link layer. Why? Because data link layer is responsible for node to node delivery. For example, here, see, I'll show you one. This is the whole source machine, right? Right, it is connected to another device, it is connected to another device, this is another connected to another router, and so on. And suppose this is the destination, right? So it may be possible that these two devices are in the same network, these are in the same network, and this router is in this network. So we can say that this router is in two networks, first network and the second network. Now data link layer is responsible for moving the frames from one end of the wire to the another end. That means here if two devices are connected, so data link layer ની responsibility શું છે, અહીંયાથી જે message pass થાય છે any how ખાલી અહીંયા સુધી જવા જોઈએ, same પછી અહીંયાથી અહીંયા જોવા જોઈએ. That is node to node delivery, right? Node to node delivery. Whereas the network layer is responsible from host to host. That is from this device, message must be delivered to here, right? So that is the responsibility of the network layer, and that is why the network layer use the IP address, right? IP address, because IP address is unique for each and every device on the internet, right, on the network. Whereas the data link layer use the MAC address, physical address, right? So this device is going to have the physical address, this is having the physical address. Each and every device is going to have the physical address which cannot be changed. Whereas the IP address is what it is unique, right? MAC address is also unique, but network layer is responsible for source to destination. Or if you're getting what I'm trying to say,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So that is why the network layer has the higher responsibility than the data link layer, because it deals with the end-to-end transmission. right? And to achieve this goal, that means to provide host to host delivery, it must know the topology of the communication subnet. That means how this router are organized, how the devices are organized, how they're connected, right? A set of the routers and the link, how they are arranged, right? You know what is the topology, the arrangement of the devices, right? So it can be the star, it can be mesh, or it can be anything, right? So depending upon the topology we are using, the network layer has to provide the service, right? Now, uh, we can say the service is provided by the network layer is to the transport layer is called the network service. The service whatever the network layer is providing, कौन provide कर से upper layer में. So that service is called the network service because who is providing? Network layer is providing to the transport layer, and that service is called the network service. Here in the network layer, the data is known as the packet, right? As we know, it is known as a packet or the datagram. If we are using the connection less service, then it is known as a datagram, and otherwise it is called the packet, right? So packet consists of the two things, the data and the header, right? Data which is coming from the upper layer, right? And any આગળ એક વસ્તુ attach કરશે, that is called the header, and in the header we are going to put some necessary information that the network layer requires. For example, IP address of the source and destination. There are some other information that is also needed, but these are the basic things. IP address of the source and destination એ વસ્તુ આપણને જોશે because we want to provide the service, or you can say host to host delivery, right? So what is packet? Packet is a group of the bits, right, that includes the data bits plus the source and destination address. Everything finally it will be zeros and one, right? Machine understands only zeros and one. So packet is nothing but the group of the bits, right? And it includes the data which is coming from the upper layer જે મારે send કરવાનો છે, and along with this data we are going to add what? Source and destination address. So here it consists only with the exchange of the packets between the transport layer entities. And what is the transport layer entities? That is the processes running on the machine, right? That we will see later, right? Second thing, it has to do what? It has to choose the appropriate path among the various paths. It may be possible that from the source to the destination, there are multiple paths are there, right? You can go for example, message can be go from source to router one, then router two, then router three, and then router four, and then the destination. Second path can be from the source, it can be router one, then I'm going to the router four, then maybe router 2, then router 5, and so on, right? So there may be the multiple paths for sending the data from the source to destination, and it is the responsibility of the network layer to choose the appropriate path. And for that, we are going to consider various criteria. For example, time, right? For example, distance, right? There are various metrics that we are going to consider for choosing the appropriate path, and for that, we are going to have the routing algorithms, right? Okay, as I already told, services provided by the network layer is known as the network services, and the function and services are both different things. In order to provide service, we have to perform some functions, right? We have to perform some operation, and this function carried out by the network layer are different from the services because function are those activities which are carried out in order to provide the service. આપણે કઈ અમુક operations કરવા પડશે, right? We have to perform some operations or some task in order to provide the services. આપણે સર્વિસ કોને પ્રોવાઈડ કરશું? ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયરને, because we have to provide the packets કોને? ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયરને. ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર શું કરશે? મશીન પર જે મલ્ટિપલ પ્રોસેસીસ ચાલતી હશે એમાંથી જે એપ્રોપ્રિએટ પ્રોસેસ પર મારે મેસેજ ડિલિવર કરવાનો કામ કોનું છે? ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયરનું. બહુ બધી પ્રોસેસમાંથી એક પ્રોસેસ જે સિલેક્ટ કરવાનું છે, that a task is done by the transport layer. The transport layer ને આપણે પહેલા ડેટા આપવા પડશે. ડેટા કોણ આપશે? Network layer. So we can say that network layer provide the service to the transport layer. Network layer ने data कौन आपसे? Data link layer. So data link layer will provide the services to the network layer. Network layer will provide the service to the transport layer. And for that we have to perform functions. So every layer performs some function in order to provide the services to the higher layer or upper layer. Okay, so these are the duties of the network layer. First is the internetworking, second addressing, routing, packetizing, and the fragmenting. So internetworking, as the name says, inter-network. So there will be the connection between the networks. If you have the multiple networks, right, then network layer has the responsibility to provide the logical connection between the different type of the networks. We have to connect these networks, If you're getting what I'm saying,
Routing, packetizing.
if you're getting,
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. Okay, fine. So network layer નો કામ શું છે? It has to provide the logical connection between the different type of the networks. If the networks are not interconnected, then it may be possible that source is not able to send the data to the destination if the destination is in the another network. So we have to provide the connection between the different types of the network. So it can be LAN, MAN, WAN, anything. Any type of the network is there, but connection should be there, and that is the main duty of the network layer, internetworking. Second is the addressing. As we know, every device on the internet has to be uniquely identified, and for that we are going to use the IP address, and whatever addresses we are using, whether it's version 4 or version 6, right? It should be uniquely and universally define the connection of the computer, right? So it is necessary to identify each device on the network uniquely, and that is also the responsibility, or you can say duty of the network layer, addressing. And third is the routing. So as I said, routing is nothing but choosing the appropriate path from the multiple paths. So it is also the duty of the network layer. So network layer will decide the route to be taken, and it depends on the various criteria, right? uh, Next is the packetizing. So packetizing means see, so network layer will, if you want to send the data, so data will be coming from the upper layer, right? But if you are receiving the data will be coming from the lower layer, right? So any layer, right, whatever is the whether it is from the upper layer or the lower layer, the network layer has to perform the packetizing. That means it has to wrap up the data which is coming from the upper layer. It has to assign the IP address to the data, right? So that is called the packetizing. You are adding something into the data which is coming from the upper layer or the lower layer. For example, lower layer માંથી આવશે, that is a data link layer. That means you are now receiver, not the sender. So if you are the receiver, you are getting the data from the data link layer. So data link layer will provide what? Frame, right? Data link layer provide the frame. Network layer, the network layer શું કરશે? એમાંથી source અને destination. Frame is what? It consists of the two things, data and the uh, what you can say, IP address, right? So IP address and a source IP address and destination IP address એટલો જે portion હશે, header portion, it will remove, right? And the remaining data that it is having will be what? The data and the port number, right? That is to be useful for the transport layer, right? So it is going to perform decapsulation. Whereas if the data is coming from the upper layer, it has to add the information. Whenever the data is coming from the lower layer, it has to remove the data, some information from the data. So whenever you are adding something, it is called the encapsulation. And whenever you're removing something, it is called the decapsulation. Right. So network layer is responsible for encapsulating the packets received from the upper layer, and it will make the new packet. Right, and that is called the packetizing. Right, and it is done by the protocols which are provided by the network layer. That is the IP. Right, IP is one of the protocol provided by the network layer, and it stands for the internetworking protocol. See, I'll show you. Right. Uh, Network layer encapsulates the packets received from the upper layer and makes the new packets, and this is called the packetizing. And it is provided by the internetworking protocol. Right. And in order to do the packetizing, we are going to use the internetworking protocol, because IP is what? IP address of the machine. So we are going to add the IP address of the source and destination. Next is the fragmentation. So it is also the duty of the network layer. So as we know, datagram, or you can say the packet, can travel through the various networks, right? It is not within the single network. It can be it is passing from the various networks. So every router which is connecting these networks will decapsulate the packet from the received frame. The frame received થશે from the data link layer, right? So it is going to perform what? Decapsulation, because એના એમાંથી ખબર પડવા જોઈએ કે what can be the source address and what can be the destination IP address. And for that, it is going to perform the decapsulation, right? And that datagram જે પણ receive થશે હવે, it is going to be processed and it is encapsulated further. That is called the fragmentation. That means if your data is going to pass from the various networks, so depending upon the criteria of that particular network, we have to perform the fragmentation. For example, one network is there whose maximum packet size is only 20 kilobytes, right? And another network is there, it is having the maximum data size is 10 kilobytes. So next જેને સેન્ડ કરવાનો છે એની સાઇઝ શું છે? મેક્સિમમ તમે 10 kb sorry 10 kilobytes નું પેકેટ તમે સેન્ડ કરી શકો. So you have to divide your packet into size of 10 10, right? Suppose મારી પાસે this is the packet, original packet that I want to send, right? Any size છે 20 kilobytes. Next જે પણ નેટવર્ક ની અંદર જવાનો છે હવે, right? This is another network, right? Here it is router that is going to connect this network and this network. This device is another network, right? મારા ડેટાને સેન્ડ કરવાનો છે નેક્સ્ટ નેટવર્ક ની અંદર. આ નેટવર્ક એવું કે છે કે મારી કેપેસિટી એટલી છે that you can send only the data of 10 kbps, sorry 10 kb. જે પણ ડેટા મોકલો મને ખાલી 10 KB નો જ મોકલો, એનાથી વધારે નહીં. Because if you are going to send more than the 10 KB, it can be discarded, right? Depending upon the criteria. So what you have to do, you have to divide your data, right, into the 10 10, 10 KB, 10 KB. So this process of dividing the data, right, it is called the fragmentation. Why? Because we are dealing with a different network, and different network is going to have the different criteria. So here this is the router which is going to pass this data and it is going to perform the fragmentation. So what it will do? This router is dealing with network layer, right? It is going to deal with the network layer. Network layer ની નીચે શું હશે? Data link layer. So data link layer એને frame allocate કરશે, and from that particular frame it is going to perform the decapsulation. That is, see here, this is the frame it is going to receive, right? And here it will contain the header and the original data, right? So it is going to remove this portion from the frame and remain it is આટલી જ વસ્તુ એની પાસે બચશે, because હવે આના કામનું તો કઈ છે જ નહીં, મેક એડ્રેસ ને એ બધું વસ્તુ, right? So it is going to remove this portion from this data. It is going to identify the source and destination IP address. That is, this is also going to have two parts. This will be the header and this will be the original data, right? In this header we are going to have the source and destination IP address. Now this router is going to assign this source and destination address to each and every small packets જે આપણે divide કર્યા છે. So that is called the encapsulation again. What we are doing, we are adding this information into each and every packets. All of you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So that is called the encapsulation, and the process of dividing this packet is called the fragmentation. Right? So that is also the duty of the network layer. Fragmentation is also the duty of the network layer. Okay. Other issues say network layer deal karwana hoy, which is not actually written here, but actually the network layer has to deal are address resolution, multicasting, routing protocols. Different duties are there that network layer has to do. So these are the main duties that the network layer has to perform. Right? Otherwise, the data cannot be sent from host to host. Right? It cannot be delivered from host to host, and that is the main duty of the network. Now we are going to see the network layer design issues, which is very important topic. Okay? So it may be asked in the GP examination, and अगर आप exam ना point of view पर नहीं चाहिए, then also it is very important, because actually आपको chapter हमारा आना पर अच्छा, right? Design issues. So the network layer, important network layer design issues include the services provided to the transport layer જેને provide કરવાની છે, that is it has to deliver the data to the transport layer, right? And second main issue is what? Internal design of the subnet, whether you are using the connection oriented or the connection less. Based on that we are going to send the data, right? So first one we are going to see, first issue is the store and forward packet switching. So there are two type of the transfer mechanism, that is the packet switching and the circuit switching. First we are going to see the packet switching, right? So as the name says, store and forward. So we have to store the packet and then forward that packet into the path, right? So as you can see in the figure, right, it demonstrates the environment of the network layer protocols, right? Here the system is made up of the some components. As you can see, some carrier equipments, right? Carrier means ISP, internet service provider na je પણ equipment હશે, that will be shown here in the owl shape, right? right? And second, you can see the customer's equipment, that is here, host one and host two, right? Right? So every device, that means every person is going to have some equipment at their home in order to send the data, right? So those equipments are known as customers equipment, and these are the routers that are interconnected, that are the equipments which are provided by the carrier's equipment. Now as you can see here, the host one, right, on the left hand side, it is directly connected to the router A, that is the via the lease line. For example, it is connected to this router A via the lease line, and the host 2 is on the LAN. It is connected to the network using the LAN, which is connected to the router F, and this router F is in turn connected to the carrier's equipment, that is router E. Right? Host 1 is directly connected to the carrier's equipment, and host 2 is connected to its own router, right? It is on the LAN, and that router is connected to the carrier's equipment. Now, for example, host H1 wants to send the packet to the host 2. right? Suppose host 1 को message send करो host 2 ने. Now, what it is going to do? It will obviously communicate with the its nearest router, that is router E. It cannot directly send the data from host 1 to host 2 directly. Right? It has to pass the data to the closest neighbor, that is the router A. That router is A is going to forward the data to the either the router B or the router C. For example, it is sending the data to the router C. Router C can send the data now either to router D or router E. Then, for example, it's sending to the router E. Then the router E is going to send the data to the router F. So accordingly, according to this path, the data is going to be sent. So here it is happening. Here, how host one, if it wants to send the data, it has to communicate with the router A. Now router A will do what? શું કરશે? એની પાસે પોતાનો routing table હશે. Obviously, every router is going to have the routing table, and according to the entry in the routing table, it is going to choose the path. Right? So router A will store the packet until it is fully arrived. Right? It may be possible that router A પાસે multiple packets આવશે. Right? According to the requirement, જે તમને fragmentation વખતે મેં કીધી, message may be divided into the small packets, right? So every packet, જ્યાં સુધી બધા જ packet આવી નહીં જાય ત્યાં સુધી router એ શું કરશે? It is going to wait, right, until it is fully arrived, and it is going to perform the checksum verification. Right? At the router A, there may be some device at the link layer, right? Data link layer, switches may be there. So data link layer શું કરશે? જ્યાં સુધી checksum verify નહીં થાય, right? If it is there is no error, ત્યાં સુધી આપણે data નથી મોકલવાના. If it is the error, we are going to discard the packet. Okay? So it will wait for the data until it is fully arrived. That is, it is going to store the packet until it is fully arrived, so that the checksum can be verified. Once it is done, and once the checksum is verified, the packet is going to be forwarded to the next router. Either it can be the router B or router C. For example, in this case, it is going to send the data to the router C. According to the routing table entry, it is going to send the data to the router C. It may be possible that if I send the data to the router C, it will take less time as compared to the router P. So obviously, I'm going to choose the router C. Right? Now the router C also possesses same procedure follow કરશે. That is, it is going to wait જ્યાં સુધી packet completely arrive નહીં થાય ત્યાં સુધી packet ને store કરી રાખશે. જેવું fully arrive થાય checksum verify કરશે, and then it is going to forward the packet to the next router. That is the name, store and forward. જ્યાં સુધી fully arrive નહીં થાય ત્યાં સુધી store કરશે packet ને. જેવું arrive થાય checksum verify કરશે, and it is going to forward the packet. That is called the store and forward packet switching. Right? And this process will continue till it reaches to the host destination host H2. And this mechanism is known as the store and forward packet switching. એકદમ સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ છે. જ્યાં સુધી પેકેટ ફૂલી અરાઈવ નહીં થાય ત્યાં સુધી સ્ટોર કરો. જેવું અરાઈવ થઈ જાય આખું ફૂલી અરાઈવ થઈ જાય છે, checksum verify karo, and then the forward the packet. Right? That is called the packet switching. We are switching the packets from router to router until it is delivered to the destination host. That is the first issue that has to be dealt by the network layer. એ વસ્તુ ખાલી મેં લખ્યું છે. Next is the services provided to the transport layer. So network layer provides the services to the transport layer at the network layer or the transport layer interface, right? And the network layer must fulfill the some requirements like the services whatever it is providing, right? It should be independent of the network topology. તમે કોઈ પણ topology use કરો, right? Network ની કોઈ પણ topology હશે, Irrespective of that, the services to be provided to the transport layer. Second, the network address should be made available to the transport with a uniform numbering plan. That means જે પણ ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયર માટે જરૂરી હશે એડ્રેસિંગ ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ પોર્ટ નંબર રાઈટ so that should not be sorry that should be made available to the transport layer. Otherwise transport layer ના કઈ કામનું જ નથી જે પણ પેકેટ ડિલિવર થશે તે right. Every packet should be assigned the port number as well, because transport layer deals with the port number, network layer deals with the IP address, and data link layer deals with the MAC address. So obviously whatever address the transport layer is going to be used, that should be made available, right? અગર એ તમારું deliver નહીં થશે ત્યાં, right, then the services is not useful, and we are going to provide the service to the transport layer. Second thing, the transport layer should not be exposed to the number, type and topology of the router. ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ લેયરને કઈ લેવા દેવા નથી કે આપણે કેટલા રાઉટર્સ યુઝ કર્યા છે, કયા ટાઈપના રાઉટર યુઝ કર્યા છે, કઈ ટોપોલોજી યુઝ કરી છે. They should not be concerned with the transport layer. Somehow the data has to be delivered to the transport layer. So these are the services provided by the network layer to the transport layer. Irrespective of this all these criteria, the services must be uh, provided to the transport layer. And there are two type of the services, connection oriented and the connection less. તમે connection oriented use કરો કે connection less use કરો, these three criteria must be satisfied, right? Services should be independent of the topology. Transport should not be exposed. એને કઈ ખબર નહીં હોવા જોઈએ whether how many routers we have used for transferring the data, કયા ટાઈપના router use કર્યા છે, કઈ topology use કરી છે, right? And the network address made available to the transport layer must use the uniform numbering by every whatever it is IPv4 તો IPv4 જ હોવા જોઈએ, પછી IPv6 use નહીં થવા જોઈએ, and so on, right? So these are the services provided to the transport layer. Now, as I said, there are two types of the services, connection oriented and connection less, that we are going to see in detail, right? So third issue is what? Internal organization of the subnet. So internal organization subnet can be depending on the two types, connection less and the connection oriented. So different organization are possible depending upon the type of the services. Either you can use the, it may be possible some of the network layer uses the connection less service, some of the network is using the connection oriented service, right? So now we will see what is the connection oriented and what is the connection less. This is most important, right? It is also known as a datagram subnet, and sometimes it is known as the virtual circuit, a virtual circuit subnet, right? So first we are going to see the connection less service, right? So first we the theory then I'm going to show you one example. In the connectionless service, the packets to be sent are injected into the subnet. You know what is subnet? Everyone know what is subnet,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Whenever you're
Yes.
going to divide your network into the smaller parts, individual part is called the subnet, right? So packets to be sent are injected into the subnets individually, and they will be routed independently of each other. So તમે જે પણ પેકેટ સેન્ડ કરો છો, right, it is not always the case જે એક પર્ટિક્યુલર પેકેટ એક પાથ consider કર્યો છે, second packet same route consider same route consider કરે, right? They may be sent individually and they can take any route. Somehow the data should be sent to the host, right? They can take any route routed independently of each other. There is no advanced setup is needed, right? તમારે કોઈ પણ પહેલેથી સેટઅપ કરવાની કોઈ જરૂર નથી કે પર્ટિક્યુલર આ જ રૂટ કન્સિડર કરો. There is no need of setting up the circuit, right? And in this context, packets are known as the datagram and subnet is called the datagram subnet. So whenever you are using the connection less service, it is known as a datagram subnet. So sometimes exam માં તમને એવું પૂછાશે કે explain the datagram subnet. So it is not nothing but the connection less service, right? Some, and here the data, right, or you can say the packet is known as the datagrams, and the subnet is called the datagram subnet. So here you can see in the figure, same figure में use કરી છે જે આપણે store and packet for store and forward packet switching માટે use કરી હતી તે જ, right? Now I'm going to show how the connection less service is going to be implemented. Now again, for example, host 1 want to send the data to the host 2, and this is the process which is running on the machine, right? There may be the multiple processor running on the device. This is the process 1 wants to send the data a particular process per ડિસ્પ્લે થવા જોઈએ, રાઈટ? આ પર્ટિક્યુલર પ્રોસેસને ડેટા ડિલિવર થવા જોઈએ. Now process P1 on the host 1 wants to send the long message to the process P2 on the host 2. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide this message, long message, into the packets depending upon the requirement. For example, there is a need to divide this packet into the 4 different packets. Right? For example, the network requirement is what? It has to divide the packet into the 4 packets. So there will be packet number 1, packet number 2, packet number 3, and packet number 4. As you can see in the figure, I have divided the long message into the 4 different packets. And as you can see, some of the packets are taking same route, but here the packet number 4 is not taking the same route, because it may be possible that router A is finding that if I send the packet from this route from A to C, there is congestion. Congestion means traffic. Traffic chair. So obviously the packet will be delivered not on time. Right? It will take much time. So instead of sending the packet from this route, I can send the packet to this route. Right? So all these packets are sent to the router A first. Right? Host 1 will send the packet 1, packet 2, packet 3, and packet 4 to the router A. Now the router A has its own table, as you can see in the figure, right? Which tells where to send this packet to each possible destinations. As you can see in this table, see, I'll show you one thing. This is the initial routing table. Don't consider right now this one. Later જે લખ્યું છે વાળો table અત્યારે consider નહીં કરો. Let's consider that suppose router A is receiving the packet 1, right? Obviously it is going to see the routing table. પોતાનું routing table જશે. In the routing table, what it is having, there are 2 entries or 2 type of the information is there: destination and the line. Destination, that means all the possible destination that router for the router A. So here the router A destination can be router B, router C, router D, router E, router F, and these are the routers. So all these are the destination routers, right? And here, as you can see, if I want to send the for the router A, if the destination is router B, then either it can use this line or it can use this line, right? So obviously router A is directly connected to the router B. You can see in the line column there is a router B. I can send directly to the router B because B is directly connected to router B. Similarly, if for the router A destination machine is router C, obviously it is connected directly, so it is written here C. Now for the router D, router E, and router F, they are not directly connected to the router A. And if the router A want to send the data, so either it can send to the router B or router C, right? It is going to indirectly send the data. So for the router A, if the destination host is router D or router E or router F, it can use the router B or router C. Okay. So here router D is connected to the router B as well as the router C. Here router A has chosen the router C. Right. Here the data is going to pass from C, then C to B. You can also choose B for router. Suppose for example router A the routing algorithm use કર્યો છે, depending upon that it has choose the line what router B. Sorry. For D I'm choosing the router B. For router E I'm choosing the router C. Obviously A to B, B to D, and then D to E I can directly send to C, and then C can send the data to the router E. So for the router E, the line is what? Choose router C for the router E. Then, and if it is router F, right? For the router A, if the destination host is router F, then obviously either it can choose the B or C. So I'm going to choose the router C. પહેલા C પર જશે, C પોતાનું routing table જશે, accordingly it is going to choose the line and then it will forward the packet. Or if you're getting this routing table of the router A, કેવી રીતે line આવે છે, and how the line is going to be chosen. If not, just let me know. This is a routing table. It is very, very important. ફરીથી કરાવો? Okay. See, every router, if you see router A or router C or router E, any router you are going to see is going to have the routing table, right? બધા પાસે પોતાનું routing table હશે, because from the routing table they are going to choose the path, right? આપણું મેઇન કામ શું છે નેટવર્ક લેયરનું, choose the appropriate path, right? So it has to forward the data. જેની પાસે જે ડેટા આવશે એને શું કરવાનું છે, ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનું છે. કોને ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનું છે? એના નિયરેસ્ટ રાઉટરને. So for the router A, there are only two routers which are directly connected, router B and a router C. So obviously in the column of the line, they are going to use either B or C. એ ફોરવર્ડ કાં તો B ને જ કરશે કાં તો C ને કરશે, બીજા કોઈને ફોરવર્ડ નહીં કરી શકે, because it is not directly connected. D, E અને F directly connect નથી. So obviously we are going to either send to router B or router C. Similarly, if you see for the router C, router C no routing table જોશો, router C is directly connected to router A, router D and router E. So in the line column, either A હશે ક્યાં તો D હશે ક્યાં તો E હશે. Similarly, router E માટેનો table જો, router E is connected to router D, router C and router F. So obviously in the line column, you are going to have only these three routers. Line column ખબર પડી બધાને? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now for each and every router, remaining routers will be the destination host, right? So for the router A માટે બાકીના બધા શું હશે router? It can be the destination host. For router C, if you see, C સિવાયના કોઈ પણ router બધા શું હશે? destination host. Because પોતાના માટે તો કોઈ લાઈન સિલેક્ટ કરવાની જરૂર જ નથી. A to A સેન્ડ કરવા માટે obviously line select કરવાની જરૂર નથી. C to C there is no entry and E to E there is no entry. So remaining routers will be what? Destination host. Okay, right now here for the router A, if the destination host is B, as it is directly connected, line is B. C is directly connected, choose the line C. Right now for the router D, now the D is not directly connected with the router A, so મારે data જો send કરવા હોય router D ને, so either I can send to router B or a router C. Here I am using router B. You can also choose C, right? Instead of B you can also write here C. Here I have written what? Router B. પહેલા B પાસે જશે, then D પાસે જશે. Similarly અગર E નું જો, so E માટે મેં લાઈન ચૂઝ કરી છે C. પહેલા C પાસે જશે, C will deliver the data to the router E, right? Then F. F માટે again I am using the C. Either તમે B use કરી શકો કાં તો C use કરી શકો. That is the only two possibility for the router A, because it is connected to two routers only, nothing else, right? If you see the routing table of C, these are the entry, right? C is directly connected to A, so it is A. It is not connected to B. Directly connect nathi. So it is for sending the data to the A, then A will send the data to the B, right? So here for B, it will use the router A. For the router D, it is directly connected, so it is the entry D. For E, C is directly connected to E, so here entry is B. For the F is not directly connected with the C, so for that I am taking the intermediate router what? E, because E router is directly connected with the C. Similarly, E na routing table માં પણ એવી રીતે જ entry છે. Right? Now we are going to see how the packet is going to be transferred. Right? Now the router A first જેવું પહેલું પેકેટ આવશે એની પાસે શું કરશે? પોતાનું રાઉટિંગ ટેબલ જોશે. Now for the router A, destination host is what? Host 2, and host 2 directly કોનાથી connect છે? Router F, right? So for the router A, destination host is what? F. ખબર પડે છે અત્યારે બધાને? I want to send the data, host 1 want to send the data to the host 2, right? Host 2 is directly connected to the router F and host 1 is directly connected to the router A. So routing table માં A ના routing table માં આપણે શું જોશું? Destination host F. Why? Because F is directly connected to the host 2, right? Host 2 is directly connected to the router F, so we are going to see this. Router A is going to see its routing table. For the router A, destination host is F. It is now going to forward the packet to the router C, because if I want to send the data to F, I have to choose the line C. So as you can see, થર્ડ નંબરનો પેકેટ પહેલા ક્યાં ગયો છે? C પાસે. સિમિલરલી જે અહીંયા ફર્સ્ટ નંબરનો પેકેટ છે, આ જ રૂટ કન્સિડર કર્યો હશે એને. A to C જ ગયો હશે. અહીંયાથી પછી આગળ આવ્યો હશે ને અહીંયાથી આગળ ગયો હશે. જેવો ડેટા C પાસે આવશે, રાઉટિંગ ટેબલ C નું કન્સિડર C, રાઉટર C is going to use its own table, that is routing table C. C જોશે કે મારી પાસે ડેસ્ટિનેશન હોસ્ટ શું છે, F, રાઈટ. ડેસ્ટિનેશન હોસ્ટ F છે, તમારે ડેટા કોને સેન્ડ કરવાનો છે, F ને. સો ઓબ્વિયસલી ઇટ ઇઝ ગોઈંગ ટુ ફોરવર્ડ ધી ડેટા ટુ ધી E, રાઈટ. ઈ પાસે પેકેટ આવશે. ઈ શું કરશે, જોશે કે મારી પાસે પેકેટની અંદર ડેસ્ટિનેશન એડ્રેસ શું આવ્યું, હોસ્ટ F નો IP એડ્રેસ આવ્યો હશે. સો હોસ્ટ F ઇઝ ધ ડેસ્ટિનેશન હોસ્ટ ફોર ધી રાઉટર E. અને જો મારે રાઉટર યસ રાઉટર F, રાઈટ. એન્ડ તમારે શું કરવાનું છે, ઓબ્વિયસલી આઈ હેવ ટુ ચૂઝ ધી લાઇન F. So C is going to pass the data to the router F. બાકીના કોઈ પણ રાઉટરને મોકલશે નહીં. So here router A is going to send the data to the router C. Router C is going to send the data to the router E. Router E is going to send the data to the router F according to their routing table. Right? So here for the packet 1, 2 and 3 there is no problems. For example, અહીંયા કશે traffic નથી, so every router is going to use this path only. Right? Every packet is going to use this path because they are using what? This routing table. Right? So here every router is going to choose the appropriate outgoing line to send the packet to the destination. Right? So now for example, for the packet number 4, the same case is not there. Whenever the packet number 4, see packet number 1, 2 and 3 arrive through router A પાસે, ત્યારે router A has detected that there is no congestion. That is, whenever it is sending the data from A to C, there is no congestion, so it is going to use this path only. Right? It is going to forward to router C only. પણ જ્યારે packet 4 આવશે host 1 પરથી router A પાસે, right? અહીંયા packet number 4 આવશે. Now at that moment, for example, router A has identified that there is a congestion, right? અહીંયા બહુ બધા flood થઈ ગયા છે packet. If I choose this route, right? If I choose this route, then now the routing table is going to be updated. Right? According to the routing algorithm, the routing table of the router A is going to be updated. Now, as you can see, from the initially, we are going to use now later. Later, what is the table say A હવે use કરશો because now the routing table is going to be updated. It's already been updated by the routing algorithm. Right? Now, if you want to send the data to the router F, મારે જે ડેટા રાઉટર F ને મોકલવાનો છે because F is directly connected to the host 2. Routing table તમે જો એનું શું છે, destination host is F but line is now B, not C, because if I send the data to C, there was a traffic, right? And due to that, the routing algorithm has updated the routing table of A. Now it is going to be forwarded to the B, right? Now the route is different, right? So it is not the case in the connectionless that every packet should use the same route. કનેક્શનલેસ ડેટાગ્રામ જ્યારે આપણે યુઝ કરશું ત્યારે જરૂર નથી કે બધા જ પેકેટ સેમ રૂટ જ ફોલો કરવાનો. Sometimes it may be possible that due to the congestion in the network, the router may change its table and they can change the route. But somehow the data has to be delivered to the this host. જ્યારે host 2 પાસે બધા પેકેટ અરાઈવ થઈ જશે, host પેકેટ નંબર 1, પેકેટ નંબર 2, પેકેટ નંબર 3 અને પેકેટ નંબર 4, it will going to arrange, right? It will see આવી રીતે આવશે પેકેટ નંબર 1, 2, 3, 4. It is not always the case that પેકેટ નંબર 1 જ પહેલા આવશે કે પેકેટ નંબર 2 પહેલા આવશે, રાઈટ? જે સિક્વન્સ ફોલો થઈ છે એ જ ઓર્ડરમાં આવશે. એવું પણ પોસિબલ છે કે પેકેટ નંબર 4 પહેલા ડિલિવર થઈ જશે પેકેટ નંબર 1 કરતા, if you are using the connection net, because it may be possible that this path is not giving congestion. Packet number 4 પહેલા ડિલિવર જશે, right? Similarly, sometimes it's possible that packet number 1 deliver થઈ જશે. So connection less માં એવું કંઈ નથી, order will be remaining same, but the host જે પણ destination host હશે એને finally arrange કરવાના છે, because every packet is going to have some sequence number. So according to the sequence number, it is going to form a single packet. It is going to form a single packet. So that is the main thing in the connectionless. Every packet is not necessarily is going to use the same route, right? They can be sent independently. They can took any route. See here it is written. They can be injected in subnet individually, but the packet individually sent thase, and it may take route independently, right? And here there is no advanced setup. Setup means if you're choosing the path, મેં જો પાથ સિલેક્ટ કરી દીધું કે આ જ પાથ તમે સિલેક્ટ કરો તો બધા જ પેકેટે કમ્પલસરી આ જ પાથ સિલેક્ટ આ જ પાથના થ્રુ જવાનું છે. દેટ મીન્સ હવે પેકેટ નંબર 4 cannot go via B. It has to go via C. અગર તમે પાથ પહેલેથી સેટઅપ કરી દીધો હશે, રાઈટ. પણ કનેક્શન લેસ ની અંદર એવું નથી કે મેં કોઈ પણ પાથ સિલેક્ટ નથી કરતી, જે પેકેટ જે પાથ લેવું હોય એ લઈ શકે. So according to the routing table, the router will choose the path, right? And every packet in the datagram is not in the datagram subnet is known as a datagram, and entire connection or entire network is known as a datagram subnet. Okay. So we can say here the router, sorry, for the packet number 1, 2, and 3, path is what? A, C, E, and F. But for the packet number 4, the root is what? A, B, D, E, and F. Or you can say yes, A, B, D, E, and F. So it is not always the case that root is always same for each and every packet. Okay, so that is the connection less service. All of you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Whereas connection oriented also it will be opposite. And every packet has to compulsory follow the same path. They cannot take the different path in the connection oriented. Right? Okay, same વસ્તુ લખ્યું છે, theory portion હું નથી સમજાવતી. Second is the connection oriented. So whenever you are going to use this service, right? Whenever you're providing the connection oriented service to the transport layer, the key things it has to compulsory implemented. See, the path from the source destination is to be established before sending the packet. Obviously, તમે કોઈ પણ એક પેકેટ સેન્ડ કરવા જાઓ એની પહેલા તમારે પાથ સિલેક્ટ કરી દેવા પડશે. That is, in advance you have to perform setting up, right? જે આપણે પેલામાં નો એડવાન્સ સેટઅપની જરૂર નથી, જરાની અંદર કમ્પલસરી આપણે એડવાન્સ સેટઅપ કરવો પડશે. And that connection is known as a virtual circuit. જે આપણે પર્ટિક્યુલર આખો પાથ સિલેક્ટ કર્યો હશે એ પર્ટિક્યુલર પાથને શું કહેવાશે? વર્ચ્યુઅલ સર્કિટ. એન્ડ આખા સબનેટને શું કહેવાશે? વર્ચ્યુઅલ સર્કિટ. Right? So before transferring any packet, this connection establishment must be done. Then data transfer is done, and once તમારા ડેટા બધા ટ્રાન્સફર થઈ જાય, you have to release the connection. You have to terminate the connection. So જ્યાં સુધી તમે સિલેક્ટ નહીં કરી શકો ત્યાં સુધી તમે ડેટા ટ્રાન્સફર નહીં કરી શકો. પહેલા પાથ કરો અને એ જ પાથ બધા જ પેકેટ માટે ફોલો થશે. બધા પેકેટ ચેન્જ થઈ ગયા એના પછી તમારે કનેક્શન પણ ટર્મિનેટ કરવા પડશે. That is, from the routing table you have to remove the entry, right? That is the connection termination. So in this, each packet will carry identifier which is called the virtual circuit number. Why? Because it may be possible that from the source to there will be multiple paths. So multiple circuit has the number 1, circuit number 2, circuit number 3. So if I'm choosing the particular circuit, right? I'm choosing the particular one path. So every packet is going to use that number. કે મેં કયો પાથને use કર્યો છે. Path number 1, path number 2, path number 3, so on. And that path is known as virtual circuit. And agar number I post it, then virtual circuit number. So this number is unique, which tells about the virtual circuit the packet belongs to. કયો packet કઈ circuit ને belong કરે છે, that is being identified by this virtual circuit number. Okay, now see the same example is there. Now instead of the there was only one host, here we are having two hosts, host 1 and host 3. Host 1 and host 3 બંને router A થી connect છે, right? અને બાકીનું as it is છે. Now suppose host 1 wants to send the data અને એના માટે decide કરી નાખ્યો છે કે if any data is to be sent from the host 1 to the host 2, they have to follow this path only: A to C, C to E, E to F, and then F to H, right? As you can see in the routing table, first entry, this one, right? So the routing table is going to have two types. One is the in, second is the out. So in the portion you can see incoming packets. For the out, it is outgoing packet. So whenever router A is arriving some packet, it is going to use this. So it is coming from the host 1. So here it is entry host 1, and it is a circuit number as a path, right? એને for example circuit number 1 આપ્યો છે, identify 1. So as you can see, every time it is 1, right? Or if you're getting this, it is circuit number, virtual circuit number, right? જે આપણે previous હતું, see here, we were having only two destination host and the line number, right? અહીં destination અને line number તો છે, પણ destination સાથે એક વધારે એન્ટ્રી કરી છે અને લાઈન ની સાથે વધારે એન્ટ્રી કરી છે, that circuit number. આ છે destination host, તમારું line number, right? So this is the destination host, this is the line, and here with the destination host and the line, we are having virtual circuit number. So if it is coming from the host one, we are going to use this path. Right? But for example, host 3 also want to send the data to the host 2. Host 3 પણ કરશે પહેલા તો obviously એના માટે પણ CEF પાથ છે. For example, host 3 પણ સેમ ડિફાઇન કરે છે. તો મારે આ જ પાથ યુઝ કરવો છે. A, then C, then E, and then F. Similarly, host 2 પણ સેમ પાથ હશે. A, C, E અને F. બંને સેમ જ પાથ યુઝ કરશે. Right? Host 1 and host 2. Router A માટે કલ થશે. Because whenever the response is arrived, for example, host 2 reply મોકલશે, ત્યારે એને ખબર હશે કે મારે host 1 મોકલવાનો છે તો host 3 ને મોકલવાનો છે. Because બધામાં circuit number તો 1 જ હશે. Initially there will be circuit number. If the response is received, તો ખબર પડવા જોઈએ કે મારે host મોકલવાનો છે કે host ને મોકલવાનો છે. And for that purpose, it is going to change the number. Even though the path is same, it's going to change the circuit number. Whenever the responses are, it's going to check whether it is 1 or 2. If it is 2, it's going to send the host 3. If it is 1, the circuit number is 1, then it is going to use the host 1. Or if you're getting what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, along with the destination host and the line, we are going to use the circuit number. And why? Every router is going to update the IP, because here for host 1 and host 3, both are using the same path, but whenever the responses arrive from the destination host, the particular router has to identify the particular this host 1 or host 3. So બાકી તમારી બધી entry 2 હશે. બાકીની તમારી બધી entry 2 હશે, right? પણ ખાલી host 1 અને માટે તમારી entry 1 છે. બંને A, C, E, F choose કરો. એ લોકોના માટે તો circuit number 1 જ છે. એ લોકોને નથી ખબર કે router intent is going to change the number, right? So for every host, obviously circuit number 1 circuit will be identifier will be 1. For the router, it is going to change. Right? So this is the connection oriented service. So every packet is going to use the same path, right? If you have chosen this path, તો બધા જ પેકેટ આ જ પાથ ચૂઝ કરશે. પછી એવું નહીં કે પહેલા 3 પેકેટ અહીંયાથી ગયા અને 1 પેકેટ અહીંયાથી ગયા. It is not possible in the connection oriented. Each and every packet has to go via the same path, right? And once the data transfer is done, the connection must be released. So that is the connection oriented. Okay, so this is the difference that I'm going to show you in the next lecture. I'm direct cover for what is the difference between connection oriented and functionless. 10:50 next lecture